What's up guys, Sean from the Nerd Lair here. Thanks for tuning into this video, and on today's episode I'm going to be showing you some things that I picked up through the end of last month through the beginning of this month, September 2020. Nerd Lair. If you've watched anything on my channel, you'll know that I collect a menagerie of different items, not just video games, toys, movies, what have you, and that leads me to the first thing that I'm going to show you guys. It was actually sent to me by a great friend and fellow YouTuber, DC Radaya. I'll leave a link to his channel down below in the description. Go check him out, give him a sub, show him some love, tell him the Nerd Lair sent ya. He sent me two 20th anniversary Digimon Tamagotchis so I can play with myself. If you guys didn't know, I actually did a video on the original Tamagotchi. That'll be in the card above right here. Go check that out if you want to see what these things are all about. If you've never, I guess, used a Tamagotchi before, these are just ones that are based off of Digimon. And how Digimon actually came about was because of these things. So thank you again, Chris, from DC Radaya YouTube channel. You're awesome. Up next on the list are two games that my brother got me for my birthday last month on the 27th. Thank you to everyone who wished me happy birthday on Facebook and through text, calling. And if you didn't wish me happy birthday, you are dead to me. So the first one that he got me was Star Wars Rogue Squadron on the N64. I vaguely remember playing this one. I actually played Shadows of the Empire a lot more. I realize now that that game's not actually very good. And it's not even canon technically anymore, according to George Lucas, maybe? I don't know. But this game was all about flying the ships and stuff. Again, I don't really remember playing it all that much, but it was boxed. This is in like mint condition, and he even gave me a box protector for it. So thank you so much. And the next game that he got me was an Xbox game, Conquer Live and Reloaded. I actually have had a hard time finding this game because it's just kind of rare, just like the original one on the N64. And I want to say that this was a remake of that one, and that it was a little bit more tame than the N64 one, which is really weird because it's Nintendo and this is Xbox. But yeah, this game is awesome. If you haven't played it, I highly recommend you pick it up, and I'm definitely going to be doing an only on Xbox review for this game, so I guess be on the lookout for that sometime soon. Next game is a Wii U game. I actually have this on the Switch, but I just wanted it on the Wii U because Wii U games are getting harder and harder to find, and this is a really fun game. Pokmon Tournament. Pokmon Tournament. I thought there was some other subtext for it. But yeah, this is a really cool game. I actually thought it was like a Pokemon version of Tekken, which it kind of is. It's closer to, I would say, Soul Calibur, and that's, you know, loosely related to it. This game could have been really cool, and I think the plan was to make this like a competitive fighting game, but we all know Nintendo, when it comes to competitions and tournaments with their games, they don't really like it, so it just kind of faded into obscurity. But it's a really fun game. I highly recommend it. Next is a PS2 game that, actually going back to the N64, I vaguely remember. I don't really remember playing it, but I remember the cover. And that is Win Back, Covert Operations by Koei. If you played the original, this cover I think is exactly the same as the one on the N64. Again, never played it, but I saw this and it was like $2.99 at Goodwill. So I thought I'd pick it up because, I don't know, something about that Koei logo that, I don't know, is just really enticing. I really like their games. But yeah, Win Back on the PS2. The next two games I'm going to show you guys are Sega Genesis games, and the first one I'm showing you, I didn't realize how bad the condition was. Normally, I would have just passed on it, but I got so excited when I saw Star Trek, and this is Deep Space Nine Crossroads of Time. Never played this one, but yeah, you can see there's like a scuff right there, and then the spine is all effed up. Yeah. Again, I would have passed on it. It's not in very good condition, but the game looks really fun, and I love Deep Space Nine. Not as much as TNG or TOS. Cisco's cool, but Picard and Kirk are top dogs in my opinion. Anyway, yeah, Star Trek, Deep Space Nine, Crossroads of Time, blah blah blah. The next game is a Sega Genesis game again, Judge Dredd. This game is actually really fun. If you haven't played this, it's like a side-scrolling shooter sort of game. Side-scrolling platformer, I guess you could say. It kind of reminds me of Blackthorn. Is it Blackthorn? The Blizzard game? Or is it Blackthorn? I think it's Blackthorn. Yeah, this game is really cool. Love the movie. Love Stallone. Love this game. If you haven't played this game, I would highly recommend you do. If you're into those kind of side-scrolling platformer shooter, blah, 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 blah. The next game I'm going to show you is a really good one. I think Gaming Off the Grid did a video of all of these. These are the Namco GunCon games. This is Time Crisis 2 in the box, complete with the GunCon and the game. The game's actually still sealed. I'm probably not going to open it because I already own this game unsealed, but not with this big box. And yeah, they did a video showing all of their Namco big box GunCon games. Really great video. Definitely go check that out. But yeah, this is, I don't know, the big box PS2 games are just really nice. They look great on a shelf, and yeah, I love GunCon games. They're really fun. Next up is a game that I really, really love, and I love trolling people about it, because for some reason, this specific game in the franchise, people either hate it or they love it. No one ever just likes it. And when you say that it's your favorite or say that it's better than another one, everyone just starts throwing a fucking fit, and it makes me laugh. And that game is Final Fantasy VIII, the big box PC version, the holographic version. And I'm just gonna say again, this is my favorite Final Fantasy game. I don't care that the story is garbage. It's the one that I remember having the best times with. And it's actually one that really made me love the Final Fantasy franchise, because I actually played this one before I played Final Fantasy VII. So maybe that's why. Maybe if I played Final Fantasy VII first, I would have liked that one more. But I don't know, something about the characters, the atmosphere of this game, the music, the way the junction system works, triple triad, I just love it. Unpopular opinion, Final Fantasy VIII is probably the best Final Fantasy game in the franchise. 7 is probably the worst. Yeah, I'm gonna go with that. Let the hate mail in the comments commence. Next up was a gift that my friend found me at Goodwill. She sent me a video of something else, and I saw this above what she was trying to show me, and I was like, get that for me, I'll pay you back. And as you all know, I'm really big into MMORPGs. I actually collect MMORPGs on the PC. And this is Vanguard Saga of Heroes. This game was supposed to be a lot bigger than it ended up being. It's by, God, what is it? Yeah, Sony Online Entertainment. They're the people that made EverQuest, Star Wars Galaxies. And this game was supposed to be the WoW killer, but it ended up not being like that, obviously. Half of you probably don't even know what this game is, if you're not in the MMO scene anyway. But yeah, this is the limited edition box for it, and yeah, I just had to have it for my collection. I think it was like $20 or something. Still sealed, everything like that. Not going to open it up because there's nothing really fantastic in it. There's like a map and an art book and a soundtrack or something, but yeah, you just don't see this in the wild. Okay, and the last video game related thing that I got was a Tetsunoko versus Capcom. I think this is by Mad Catz arcade stick. This thing is so cool, and it's really obscure that it's Tetsunoko versus Capcom, because I guarantee this is one of those fighting games that everyone just forgets about because Marvel versus Capcom is just so big. At least it was. But this game, Tetsunoko, is an animation company that made anime throughout the 60s and 80s or something like that. Pretty sure they might still be in business doing something, but they have a lot of characters in here, like I think his name is Kashan, or Kassan, Ken the Eagle, June the Swan, A bunch of cool stuff. They even have Mega Man from Mega Man Legends in this. They have Zero, Frank West from Dead Rising, really random character. But this game is awesome. I'll show you guys the, here's the actual box. Really nice. And I'll open it up and just show you a little preview of the arcade stick. There we go. Really cool. Got the clicky arcade stick. Fairly decent buttons. And technically it's wireless because you have to plug the Wii remote into this. But it works great. There's like no lag whatsoever. Really nice. I love arcade fighters, 2D fighters, tournament fighters, whatever you want to call them. And this game, though it's a little bit more casual than, let's say, Marvel vs. Capcom or Street Fighter, it's still really fun, and it has a lot of really awesome characters in it that you just will never see in any video game. If you follow me on Instagram, you'll know that I recently picked up the first 4 seasons of Sliders. These box sets are freaking awesome. So the first 2 seasons are in this one. They have this really nice, like, clear thing. It just pops out. It's just really nice and pleasing to the eye. Let's see, season 3. They're all like different colored, and sadly you don't put them on the shelf, so they're sticking out like that. They have a nice little holographic back. But yeah, I love this show. I think a lot of people do too. The 5th season is where the show really started to go downhill because none of the original cast is in it. It's about this really smart kid who lives in his mom's basement. He's really into theoretical physics and science and stuff like that. And he develops a way to make portals to different dimensions or alternate realities of Earth. So the entire series is them stuck in different realities. They're trying to hop back to their original reality, and they go to like a world where Russia took over everything. A bunch of other cool stuff. It gets really crazy and awesome. It's just super campy 90s television, and I love it. So I had to pick up Sliders. And the last things that I'm going to show you guys are movies in a very antiquated format, but still really cool, and I collect these. But they're Star Trek, so your boy had to pick them up. They're laser discs. If you don't know what laser discs is, it was before DVD, but after VHS, kind of in the middle sometime. And they're like big DVDs, like record-sized DVDs. So I have Star Trek 4 Voyage Home, and this was $5.99, which is a really good deal for laser discs. I have Star Trek 3 The Search for Spock. Star Trek 6, The Undiscovered Country, and then Star Trek 2, The Wrath of Khan, probably the one that people quote the most, Khan! And I guarantee half of the people that always quote that have never seen The Wrath of Khan. But yeah, these are all really cool. Let me see if I can get a decent shot of these on the lower camera. Really good art. Leonard Nimoy, I know, directed a good number of these. This one specifically he directed, and I think he directed The Wrath of Khan. I could be wrong on that, though. Don't quote me. I'm really bad with remembering directors. But yeah, all these are really awesome. This one's just super, like, 80s. I don't know, something about it. It's just kind of reminds me of, like, the Brady Bunch, or, like, some sort of 90s sitcom, like this picture, I mean. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this pickups video. Let's get to the ending stuff. And that's going to do it for this video. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. And if you found anything cool for your collection, whether it be video games, movies, toys, whatever, tag me in a post or send it to me via Instagram, Twitter, whatever. Links are down below for my social media, and I'll put it at the end of future pickups videos. I think that'll be really cool. I want to see what you guys find. No one ever does it, but you know, I'm still gonna ask. And I would like to give a huge shout out to my Patreon supporters. Thank you guys so much. Love ya. Noogapy Demon on YouTube, Russ Lyman on YouTube, Sean Phillips, Aaron Parks, Tuffy the Mouse, Electric Gaming on YouTube, Nintendo25 on YouTube, Dren Hatamata on YouTube, Mr. Pisley, Wonder Woman Rose, Creep Queen on Twitch, Bob is a Jerkface, Tiny Bratface, Looney, Anonymous, and last but not least, Uneven Pavement. Thank you guys so much. And if you want a shout out like these guys got at the end of every future video that I do, check out my Patreon page. Link is down below. It's a $1 a month tier, and that gets you a shout out at the end of every video that I do from here on out. And I have merch. If you guys want a cool Nerd Lair t-shirt or coffee mug or sticker, magnet, whatever, link is down below for my merch store. If you buy something from there, thank you. And that's gonna do it for this video. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, and I will see you next time in the Nerd Lair. Stay nostalgic.